Welcome to TRIVI-yeah! I am your host, Dean Felix. This is the podcast where you can learn something new, feel good about the things you already know, and do the fandango. Any Scaramouches listening? Fandango it up, my good Scaramouche. First things first, the answer to last week's bonus question is Prometheus. What was that question? Well, to find out, all you need to do is listen to the previous episode. You can skip right to the bonus question if you want using the chapters. How can I stop you? I can't. You are too powerful. I am so glad that you have decided to join me. This episode will not be as scary as last week's terrifying Halloween episode, but I promise you it will not be any less special. I am committed to trivia excellence, and I am fueled by a lot of chocolate. Didn't get many trick-or-treaters. If this is your first time here, welcome! Let me quickly explain what you are about to hear. 10 multiple-choice questions coming your way as we travel down that rabbit hole of trivia knowledge. TRIVI-yeah is the podcast where each question leads to the next. I'm not pulling any of these questions from any old trivia board games. I do not allow AI anywhere near my podcast. No. I research and write all of the trivia questions. I create all of the music. Everything you hear, I do it myself. Sounds like a lot of work. It is. But hey, that's why they pay me the negative bucks. And what can I say? I love it. I need it. Gotta have it. If you enjoy the show, please be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, rate 5 stars, share, tell a friend, purchase a billboard over a busy highway promoting the show. Do all of those wonderful things that help this podcast continue to grow, and I promise I will name my firstborn child after each and every single one of you. Whoever purchases the billboard gets the first name. I'm looking at you, Scaramouche. All right, let's get to it. It is time for TRIVI-yeah. Right after this. Welcome back to Yep. I'm Dean Felix. It's my birthday this week. How do I feel about that? Numb, I guess? They say age is just a number. And in my case, a big one. What am I doing for my birthday? No real plans beyond liking all the Facebook messages I'll be getting. A lot of people feel obligated to wish every single one of their Facebook friends a happy birthday, regardless of how well or even if they know them. And now that there are these pre-canned options where you can simply just press a button that says happy birthday, emoji for you, it's very easy to get this done as part of one's morning routine. But I do not feel this obligation. I will send out the occasional Facebook birthday greeting every once in a while when I'm feeling particularly magnanimous. But when I do, I will type something out because I like to break up the monotony of all the identical birthday greetings that people get. This way we can both feel special. I actually have my own pre-canned options for these very personalized typed out birthday greetings. They include things like, wow, you really did it this time. Or I'll keep it short and sweet with a simple, ya birth. My favorite birthday message is, please allow me to be the first to wish you a very happy birthday. That one is great if you're a day late. Oh, they love that one. You can use these, by the way. My gift to you. Wow, now I feel even less obligated to leave you a birthday message. Man, my mornings are really opening up. I will admit, it does feel nice to receive those birthday messages, though, even the vanilla ones. Look, we all need a little validation that we exist. Once a year. Some of us need a little more than that. So we create a podcast. And yeah, I should do a better job of staying on top of my friends' birthdays. Quick message to all my friends out there. Happy birthday. Emoji. However, there is one social obligation that I refuse to participate in. I refuse! And that is telling someone bless you after they sneeze. I've had someone get very mad at me for not blessing them after they sneezed before, and it only made them more upset when I started laughing. Look, I don't believe in your imaginary sneeze demons. I don't see why I need to bless you because you got a little pepper in your nose, or you looked at the sun too long, or you have a virus that really wants to be spread. It's fine. We all do it. I sneeze pretty much every day. I am teeming with viruses. Most of the time when someone around me sneezes, I won't say anything because I won't even think about it. But I know that makes some people very uncomfortable. I don't understand why, but I know that it does. They need it. And I don't want my friends to experience discomfort if I can help it. So I've been trying to remember to be better about responding to sneezes. If someone sneezes, and I think about it, I'll simply say, you sneezed. Achoo, you sneezed. There, I have acknowledged your sneeze, and I didn't even need to involve religion. Oh, do you mind passing the pepper? Actually, no, I'll get it myself. You go wash your hands. It's time for question one. Time for question one. It's time for question one. Time. Gesundheit means health in German. So saying Gesundheit when someone sneezes means that you're wishing them good health. There's another non-religious alternative if you prefer it over you sneezed. Also, Gesundheit sounds like a sneeze, which is kind of fun. Gesundheit. Gesundheit. Danke. Americans started saying Gesundheit after sneezes during the 19th century, just in time for Fred Ott's sneeze in 1894. You haven't heard about Fred Ott's very famous sneeze? Bless your heart. And bless Fred Ott. His legendary sneeze, titled Fred Ott's Sneeze, is considered to be the first copyrighted one of these in the U.S. What is Fred Ott's sneeze? A. A motion picture. B. A comic strip. C. A phonograph recording. D. A photograph. The answer is A. A motion picture. Shot on a kinetograph, Fred Ott's Sneeze is a 5-second silent film featuring Fred, who was one of Thomas Edison's assistants, inhaling a pinch of snuff and then sneezing, while completely ignoring a handkerchief that he's holding up in the air. You thought John Waters was twisted? Fred Ott was a real sicko. No need for excitement or hullabaloo. It's just question two. To view a film shot by a kinetograph, you needed an Edison kinetoscope, a wooden box where one person at a time could view a very short film by looking down through an eyepiece on top of the device. Soon after the invention, kinetoscope parlors began popping up, where viewers would go and pay a nickel to watch one of these films. Just 3 months after the debut of commercial motion pictures, the first instance of film censorship was recorded. A state senator in New Jersey watched a film featuring Spanish dancer Carmencita, and he liked it a little too much. He was so shocked by her exposed ankles that he complained to the mayor of Asbury Park, where the kinetoscope parlor was located. The operator was ordered to withdraw the highly offensive film, which he did. He replaced it with another film. I know you're very likely to not know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What was the name of the film that replaced Carmencita? A. Boxing Cats. B. The Arrival of a Train. C. A Trip to the Moon. D. Annie Oakley. The answer is A. Boxing Cats. You can watch Carmencita and Boxing Cats on YouTube, and I would argue that Boxing Cats is way more offensive. I don't think those cats are having a good time. Annie Oakley is the only other kinetoscope film of those options. Both The Arrival of a Train and A Trip to the Moon were French films viewed with a projector. Projected motion pictures quickly made kinetoscope parlors obsolete. But even though the kinetoscopes are long gone, cats as content will never die. Question 3. There are an estimated 600 million cats worldwide, 2/3 of which live in Asia. The United States is the leader in cat ownership, accounting for 73.8 million cats, though the cats themselves would probably disagree about the ownership thing. Cats are solitary hunters and crepuscular predators, which means they mostly hunt during the twilight periods of early morning and early evening. Despite hunting alone, cats are a very social species. So much so that there are multiple terms for a group of cats. Which of the following is not a name that we would use for a group of cats? A. A clouder. B. A glaring. C. A basque. Or D. A colony. The answer is C. A basque. A clouder of cats, a glaring of cats, and a colony of cats are all used. But if you run into a basque of cats, keep running, because those are well-disguised crocodiles. Why are we here? Where are we going? Who's behind all of this? What should I get for lunch? What What is this question for? The Basques are considered by many to be the oldest ethnic group in Europe, with roots that can be traced all the way back to the Neolithic period. They have their own distinct language, culture, and cuisine, which can be enjoyed in one of their large cider houses called a sagardotegi, I think. Why do I do this to myself? Visit a sagardotegi and you'll be poured a glass of sagardoa, direct from an enormous barrel of hard cider, and you'll feast on menu items like salt cod omelets and sheep's cheese with walnuts and quince paste. Of course, you'll probably have to travel to Basque country first, which is where the majority of the Basque population lives. Beautiful Basque country straddles the border between France and Spain on the coast of the Bay of Biscay. Pack your hiking boots because the terrain can get pretty rugged, seeing as how the Basque country is located around the western end of what mountain range which runs along the border of France and Spain? Is it A, the Carpathian Mountains, B, the Urals, C, the Pyrenees, or D, the Atlas Mountains? The answer is C, the Pyrenees. The largest Basque community in the U.S. is in Boise, Idaho, and the Oinkari Basque dancers are throwing their annual Sagardotegi dinner very soon. All right, pull it together, Dean. Guests will enjoy a night of feasting, music, dancing, and, oh yeah, all-you-can-drink sagardoa, their traditional hard cider. The cider master will yell out, "Choch!" and then everybody will get up and head to the barrels to refill their glasses. I have never needed to go to anything as much as I need to go to this. But it's sold out. So I say let's start making plans for next year. Who's with me? Let's get a group together. Mark your calendars. November 2026, TRIVI-yeah is headed to Boise to get drunk on cider and cod.
Hey, fellas, wait till you hear this. Oh my gosh. Don't say. I can't believe it.
What y'all talking about over there?
Nothing. We were just
Talking about question 5.
Well, shoot.
Smart, patient, calm, vigilant, majestic. These are some of the adjectives used by the American Kennel Club to describe the Great Pyrenees. Recognizable by their thick white coats and impressive size, Pyrs are powerful working dogs, bred to make wolves and other mountainous predators think twice about stealing any sheep from their flock. The first Great Pyrenees dogs brought to America were a gift from General Lafayette to fellow dog lover John Stuart Skinner in 1824. Skinner was a journalist who served as a purser for the U.S. Navy. 10 years earlier, he and another man, a poet from Maryland who was working as a lawyer, were sent to Fort McHenry to negotiate the release of a prisoner. While these negotiations were ongoing, both men were held on a British ship as it and the rest of the fleet bombarded the American fort throughout the night. Who was this other American with John Stuart Skinner on the British ship that night? Was it A, Francis Scott Key, B, Edgar Allan Poe, C, William Cullen Bryant, or D, Ralph Waldo Emerson? The answer is A, Francis Scott Key. Known slave owner, by the way. He deservingly took a lot of flack for it back then, and deservingly still takes a lot of it today. Inspired after seeing the American flag still flying over Fort McHenry come dawn, Francis Scott Key wrote the poem Defense of Fort McHenry, which eventually became the American national anthem, The Star-Spangled Banner. So many poets and writers in the military back then. I wonder if centuries from now, students will look back at the notable military names from today and learn about all the great influencers and podcasters who helped us win the Great War against AI. Who am I kidding? We're not winning that. Oh, bro. Bro, this is 6, bro. Bro, did you make this? Oh, bro. Bro, this is so 6. Is this your question? Bro, this question is 6. A skeleton key. Ooh, we're still a little spooky. A skeleton key is a master key that can open numerous locks. These locks all need to be the same basic shape, though, for a skeleton key to work. The only difference between the lock keys and the skeleton key is that the skeleton key has all of its teeth filed down in the middle, reducing it to its essential parts, or its skeleton. They don't work on most modern locks, though, but that doesn't mean that lock picking is all that difficult. It's a very learnable skill and is also a rapidly growing pastime for many hobbyists that have no nefarious intentions. There's even a sport now. Lock sport is what they call it, with several organized lock-picking competitions held around the globe. One lock sport contest is held at an annual hacking conference in Las Vegas, Nevada. This convention is for anyone with an interest in anything that can be hacked. This includes physical locks. This convention started in 1993 as a party thrown by an 18-year-old hacker for his friend who was leaving the country. Aw, that's so pure. Sad news is that his friend ended up leaving early and couldn't even come. But that didn't stop this young hacker. Oh no, he threw the party anyway, inviting 100 of his hacker friends to join him in Vegas and PART. Why? 'Cause you gotta. This laid the foundation for the convention as it exists today, with a yearly attendance of over 30,000 people. What is the name of this annual hacker conference in Las Vegas? A. E3. B. Vision Expo West. C. CES. D. DEF CON. The answer is D. DEF CON. I wonder if the slot machines give out jackpots at an unusually high rate during DEF CON. I can guarantee you one thing, though. A lot of people are going home with a virus. Hi, I've got some great news. You just died and gone to question 7. The Defense Readiness Condition, or DEF CON, is an alert state used by the United States Armed Forces. The system was developed in 1959, but the general public's awareness of it increased dramatically after the Matthew Broderick movie War Games came out in 1983. DEF CON has 5 levels of readiness for the U.S. military, DEF CON 1 to DEF CON 5. Or more accurately, DEF CON 5 to DEF CON 1, since 5 is the lowest, most chill state, and DEF CON 1 means we're all screwed, as nukes are likely already in the air. Very unchill. Thankfully, the U.S. military has never gone to DEF CON 1, and it has only declared DEF CON 2 twice. The first time was during the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. What was the only other time that the U.S. military has gone to DEF CON 2? A. The Yom Kippur War. B. Operation Desert Storm. C. 9/11. Or D. Operation Paul Bunyan. The answer is B, Operation Desert Storm. For the younglings listening, Operation Desert Storm was during the Persian Gulf War in 1991, and the military went to DEF CON 2 for its opening phase. Only DEF CON 3 for the other 3 choices, including Operation Paul Bunyan, which was an answer in the very first episode of TRIVI-yeah. For the infants listening, that was 2 months ago. There we go, that's 20 points, plus I used all my tiles, so that's another 50 for 70 points.
It's not a word.
Yes, it is.
It's not a word.
It is a word.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
I'm looking it up.
All right.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
You'll see.
Oh my gosh, well, here it is. Look. To ask a lot of questions is to questionate.
I told you! What's the largest desert on the planet? Antarctica. Normally, we associate deserts with high temperatures and sand, or maybe ice cream and cake if you were trying to spell dessert. But a desert is basically any landscape that doesn't get very much precipitation. 1/3 of the Earth's land surface is desert, or maybe cake. You can never be sure these days. There aren't really storms in Antarctica because of the extreme cold and high elevation of the interior, but there are storms in those hot, sandy deserts. In these locations, a thunderstorm can trigger a sandstorm when the downdraft creates a giant wall of dust carried by the wind. There's an Arabic name that's commonly used for very intense versions of these sandstorms. What is it? Here we go. A. Habub. B. Shalel. C. Marhaba. Or D. Halwa. The answer is A, Habub. Shalel is a waterfall, Marhaba is hello, and Halwa is dessert. A Habub can make a real mess of your halwa. Is it cake? Well, it was. The hardest part about being a trivia podcast host isn't coming up with the interesting questions. It's staying hydrated. So when I get thirsty, I always reach for a cool, refreshing glass of
Question 9.
Boobies come in a variety of sizes and colors, depending on where you see them. But whenever you do, it's always a delight. If there's one thing that all boobies have in common, it's that they hunt fish, diving into the sea from great heights and then chasing their prey underwater. But doesn't it hurt boobies when they crash into the water at such high speeds? Well, the impact is actually cushioned, thanks to air sacs underneath the skin. In their faces. Boobies also have glands which secrete a special substance, which makes them waterproof. While you might see some boobies on the coast, like brown boobies, they are all capable of ranging far over the ocean, and most boobies spend a large percentage of their lives at sea, only returning to land to breed and nest. What word is used to describe birds and other animals that live in the open waters of the ocean far from land? A. Literal. B. Ratite. C. Pelagic. Or D. Subaqueous. The answer is C. Pelagic. Ratites are flightless birds. Literal birds are literally coastal birds. And while boobies are occasionally subaqueous, they can't stay down there for too long or they will drown. There are some great pictures of underwater boobies on the internet. You'll definitely want to check those out.
You must retrieve the relic, for without it, we are all doomed. It can be found in the Forbidden Temple in the ancient city of Shun-Ten.
So, that would make this, Quest Shun-Ten then, huh?
You know what? Forget the relic. Just leave.
It might make sense to think that the ocean just keeps getting deeper and deeper as you leave one continent until it starts rising again once you get halfway to the next one. But there are actually mountains down there separating the continental plates. The world's longest mountain range is the Mid-Ocean Ridge System, a continuous underwater chain of volcanoes that wraps around the entire planet for 40,400 miles. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge is the long, curving portion that stretches from the Arctic to Antarctica. Its north and south sections are fractured at the equator by a deep trench. I also have hard-to-explain gaps in my resume. Parts of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge are above sea level, even running right down the middle of one country. What country is directly on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge? A. Greenland. B. Iceland. C. Norway. D. Ireland. The answer is B. Iceland. It's why Iceland has all those active volcanoes. Volcanic eruptions in Iceland are as commonplace as sneezes, and as majestic as a Great Pyrenees or an underwater booby, and as volatile as all-you-can-drink hard cider. Look, I certainly hope the U.S. never goes to war with Iceland, but if Operation Volcano Storm does occur, let's please send our most poetic influencers, who can give us some good content to break up all the cat videos. Fortunately, they won't be sending me. My age is too big a number. Besides, I'm not much of a poet. I just tell dumb jokes. If I saw a majestic volcano spraying its magma high into the sky, I'd probably just say, "You erupted." Gesundheit. Bonus, bonus, bonus. Bonus, bonus, bonus. Bonus, 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 bonus question time. There's this legend that the 1896 silent short film, The Arrival of a Train, terrified viewers who thought they were about to be run over by a locomotive. There's not a lot of evidence to support that, but come on, let's not ruin a good story. I like to picture people diving out of their seats as the train came toward them. Makes me happy. Who produced and directed The Arrival of a Train? Like always, no multiple choices, no countdown timer. If you don't already know the answer to this question, feel free to go down your own rabbit hole of trivia knowledge, or you can join me for next week's episode where I will have that answer for you at the beginning of the show. And that's the end of another episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, please remember to like, follow, subscribe, call your congressman, tell them how much you love the show. If you've got something you'd like to tell me directly, well, heck, I'll let ya. You can email me at TRIVI-yeah-podcast@gmail.com, TRIVI-yeah-podcast@gmail.com. Standard emailing rates apply. New episodes come out every Tuesday morning, bright and early. I really hope you come back to join me again next week. Again, thank you so much for listening. TRIVI-yeah is written and produced by me, including all the music you hear. Oh, who am I? Well, I'm just your host, Dean Felix. Be best, everyone. That's right, I'm still saying it. I don't think I can stop. TRIVI-yeah is a Quality Yarn production.